Coming up, we're going to give our review of The Clone Wars, Season 7, Episode 3.
Or in other words, the one where Anakin refuses to use his Force powers to lift people up.
I mean, why have the powers if you can't use them?
Welcome back to Eye to Eye, Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
And in this edition, we're going to be breaking down Episode 3 of Season 7 of The Clone Wars, On the Wings of Keeradaks. It sounds very mystical and fantastical. I feel like we're in some kind of like George R.R. Martin novel, or what's some of these other fancy novelists that like make
J.R. Tolkien.
On the wings of an eagle I soar.
It still makes me think of Avatar.
And actually there's a part in this where it feels like that could Walt Disney World, we've given you an idea. Instead of Flight of Passage, On the Wings of a Keeradak. I think that would draw them in.
I thought it was a Keeradak.
Keeradak, Dak.
With a K.
But whatever, on the wings of whatever's flying around on the thing.
Okay, well.
Alright, well, what we do every single episode is I read off the opening monologue, and then Jessica gives you her 30-second review. So here we go. For your pleasure, my 30-second rendition. Not 30-second. My rendition of the opening monologue. On an unsanctioned mission to rescue ARC Trooper Echo, General Skywalker, Captain Rex, and the Bad Batch travel to Skako Minor, headquarters of the Techno Union. After a harrowing encounter with the natives, our heroes infiltrate the city of Perkel, only to find themselves surrounded by Walt Tambor's forces. Very scary stuff right here. Speaking of forces, we're going to talk about those droids in just a little bit because I'm a little bit freaked out by them. All right, Jess, are you ready for your 30-second review of the plot? Why not? It never goes well anyway, so why would it go well now?
Wow.
All right, here you go. Jess is going to give you a 30-second review of the plot, starting now.
So they've got Echo, and they got his things, they're connected to the brain, and so they've got to unconnect them, and so, but the droids are all coming, so they've got to, like, lock the doors and keep them out. So they unconnect them, and then they've got to go up these, like, this vent thing in the ceiling, and so they jump up there, but Wrecker has to throw all these people up there because Anakin doesn't want to use his force. So they get up there and then they go outside and then there's all these droids that are coming at them. So then they have to fly on these flying things, and so they fly on the flying things and they like jump down and then they go to this planet and then all the droids find them and then there's more droids.
3.
And then there's I don't know what happens.
You were doing so good. You panicked at 3 like I thought you were going to wrap it up, and then there was a big battle and then they saved the day. Like that would have been a great way to end that one.
You scared me by saying 3.
I should have given you a 5-second warning, but like I was enjoying. You're like the fly things and up the shaft thingies and all this.
I did pretty good. I got through like 50% of the episode.
You went the first time you did this. You got through like the first 5 seconds in 20 seconds is what we tried to do. The last time you like basically quit at the end and stopped telling it for the last 5 seconds. This one you did.
I'm getting better.
Okay, sure, all right. On the Wings of Keeradak, Jessica, what do you think about this episode? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
The Keeradaks. So those creepy little things that come and look like they're from Avatar again.
Yeah.
So,
but
that was kind of no. But listen, just listen to me. Hear me out. So I was super like scared about how Anakin and all the other people were gonna get off of that platform. So I was like, ugh, the droids are coming. They're on both sides, and like. I really thought this is it. They're going down. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Then they were like, beep, beep, beep. Let's use this special Apple Watch thing. Beep, beep, beep. And let's call these Avatar guys. And here they are. Now jump down. And woo, we're in Avatar land.
So do you remember these are the people that we met?
Yes, the last episode.
The poll text. But
yes.
the Keeradaks are the things that they worship. They fly on, all that kind of stuff.
I didn't know
Interesting little tidbit. It's not gonna mean anything to you. So just like zone out for a second here.
Can do.
The sound that Tech makes to call in the Keeradaks is the same sound that they use for the creature called the Akleh in episode 2. Do you remember in episode 2 episode 2, Attack of the Clones, where the little spider thing, like the creature with the stabby things?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the sound he made. I'm not even going to try to make that sound. One more time. What was that?
I don't know. It's just a weird sound.
It was a lot more.
It sounded like a Star Wars sound.
It was a lot more terrifying than that, I can guarantee you. But yeah, my thing is, first of all, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I recognize it. But at the same time, why are you recycling, old sounds? Could it not have done
maybe I don't know.
Something new? And
it was like an Easter egg.
Sure, okay, why not? I mean, I guess we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, for a episode titled On the Wings of Keeradaks, I thought it was going to be like all Dax. I thought it was going to be all about them, like, the entire
like
time.
flying.
But we fly on them for, like, what, it's a 20-minute episode, so we fly on them for, like, 3 of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was a huge plot
What else would they call it? Like, Gumby's Revenge? I mean, I don't know.
We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about this. The opening, what do we call it? Quote or mystical saying at the beginning of this is, survival is one step on the path to living. I think the last couple times, the quote was a lot better. I mean,
this doesn't really have anything to do with the episode, but...
I mean, I guess they took the step off the platform onto the Keeradaks.
And then lived.
Sure. Okay, whatever. So, anyway, so they arrive back at the village of the Poltec people, which is the native people of Skako Minor.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to have a climactic battle.
Yes. This is like what you love.
Yes.
The big battle.
Thank you. I'm glad you remembered that. Like, this to me, I love this episode because
there's a big battle.
If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know all you have to do is put one side on one side over here, one side over here, and run them at each other, fly them at each other. I don't care. Just do it, and then I am in for this thing. And then, like, you even like hear, I think it was text that I see a lot of forces coming. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. And I love this. So the two sides are Wat Tambor, the Techno Union, and all his little creepy droid things. Let's talk about those next. And then their little spider little walker things. Mm-hmm. Then you got the Poltec people, the Bad Batch, Anakin, and Captain Rex all going to go at it and try to protect Echo because they're coming to try to get him back after they saved him. So, those droid thingies.
So, first of all,
what are
anybody...
They?
Well...
I mean, what do they look like to you? To me, they look like a raptor crossed with like a wasp.
Oh.
A horse? What on earth?
Their faces look like horses.
What?
Yeah, okay.
No.
So.
Did you not see, like, they got the little I can't even do it right now on camera.
Their faces were, like, really long and, like, really horsey.
Let me just say this. I don't know what the rest of the Separatist army in the Clone Wars is doing with those pathetic droids that can't cut it. They need to get some of these from Wat Tambor. I mean, they're pretty legit and terrifying.
They look like wasp horse things. Mm-hmm. And did you know that they were going to fly? Because I didn't know. I
had no clue. Like, that happened and I was like,
yeah.
Okay. This took another level of terrifyingness up here.
We are, like, not as safe as I thought we were. As soon as they jumped on those wings of somethings, I thought, we're cool. Anakin's fine. Echo's fine. And then, pew!
How much? One more time? Pew! Pew! Like this one? Yeah, that one, like, threw me off completely. I was like, they're actually going to follow them now. But, I mean, I'm glad because it resulted in a great battle at the end there. And... talk about how terrifying the droids were, but the spider walker things...
Oh, man. But they look like the big things.
Yes, the big head.
Yes.
With the 3 cannons. I like how, like, it fires and it has to rotate.
Yeah.
Like, this, to me, like, was straight up the Clone Wars.
But that was awesome when Anakin was, like, on top of the little spider thing. Was like, there goes that arm. There goes that arm.
And then the Bad Batch is like, at the same time, it's like, oh, that seems to work. How do we get up there? Here, I'm going to throw somebody else up there.
Yeah.
That's what is it with Wrecker's? Wrecker's thing is throwing people and he's afraid of heights. That's like the 2 big things. Oh, and the other thing I forgot, you were just like completely...
I'm sorry. It's like really late in the week and I'm very tired.
What about, what would you call the beginning of their plan? Because we've talked about
how they have these like
most obvious
stupid
plans.
Obvious plans.
So Anakin like looks over at Wrecker, gives him the signal to start the attack.
This is plan, throw a ball down the hill. Giant rock kills droids.
Plan Rolling Stone.
There you go.
Just saying, I can come up with these good plans too. So, what did you think of the overall battle?
I mean, it was a little lackluster. I was disappointed.
What? I loved this. This was like, so I like the Clone Wars series because there's a lot of like small skirmishes, but at the same time, when they can come together in a big old battle, I'm not saying there was like hundreds of people fighting in this battle, but the fact that you had walkers and droids and soldiers and and I like the fact that they included the Poltec people who were trying to stay neutral, but once they saw the horrors of what the Techno Union was doing to Echo, they're like, we can't let this stand on our planet. Take them down. Sticks and spears, just like the Ewoks.
Sticks and spears.
Sticks and spears gonna take them down.
Sticks and spears may break my bones.
So at the end, a little bit troublesome.
Yeah.
Because we see...
Yeah! So let's talk about this.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, so Echo and what's his name?
Which is me that excited.
Echo and Troy? What's his name?
Yeah? Are you... What's going on there?
What's his name? What's Echo's brother's name?
Did you call him Troy?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Rex?
Oh. Echo and Rex apparently are brothers.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know until today.
They're clones, not necessarily brothers.
But they called him a brother.
Yes, like, because their genetic material is the same.
Well, ours is the same, brother.
I'm going to move on from that. Okay, what's your point on this?
My point is, first of all, I didn't even think about that. And then Echo, like, I don't know, something happened. And then the other brother, what'd you say his name was? Rex?
Captain Rex and Echo.
Captain Rex was like, we're so glad that you're back. And
then they said it's going to be like old times.
Yeah!
And then it cuts away.
And then Echo was like...
Well, at first, no, he wasn't even like freakily saying this thing, but the ominous music, very silent in the background when he says, just like old times, and there was kind of this like subtle music that makes you think maybe there's something sinister behind it.
Yes! There is! They would not play that music if there wasn't.
And then Wat Tambor, earlier after they realized they weren't going to get Echo back, said we need to find a way to make sure that the investment we put into Echo actually comes to fruition now that we've lost him. So... I don't know what that means. I didn't at first think it was something bad when he said it the way he did, but now I'm starting to think, something's up here, and it's the last episode in this 4-part series, so you know it's going to come.
No, it's not. Tomorrow.
The
next one.
The next one, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That next one we'll get is going to be interesting, to say the least, I'm sure at this. So that brings us to our big questions leaving this episode where we go forward. So what is your big question?
So my big question goes back to his eyes and like all the creepiness.
Whose eyes? Echo's?
Echo.
Okay.
Did those people turn Echo evil?
Mm-hmm.
Did they make him evil with all those things connected to his head?
I don't know if is it so much that he's evil, or is that he's just been kind of programmed, because he's basically part machine now, to do their bidding, and that's not necessarily his fault at this point, because this happened when he got captured during battle. So I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's a good question. It's a good question here. My question is kind of related to that. It goes back to what Wat Tambor said in trying to make good on the investment they had in what they were doing with Echo. Exactly what were they trying to get out other than just figure out the clone strategy? Because that clearly worked, but he says there's something else there. So what does he mean by that? And I think that obviously ties into your question a little bit, but I'm more interested in what Wat means by that in the least. That's our big questions for episode 3 of the Clone Wars Season 7. We want to know from you now what you thought about it and your questions you have coming out of this episode. Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you vote in our poll as well. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of I2I, but until we assemble again,
may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye, y'all.
I don't know why you keep doing these things off camera.
Off camera or on camera?
Well, I mean, at least people couldn't see what you did.
I just love messing with you. Oh, way to go!
Can we get through this? Can we just get through this? My goodness.